Yahushua, Bahashem, Rahaka Kadash, double honors and salutations to the apostles, elders of Great Millstone, who taught me this truth, who rule well. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom to you, Akim and Aqua, that we listen to the videos, your brothers and sisters. Shalom to the speckled bird that's scattered around the four corners of the earth that may look like the other nations, but you go back to the Israelites. Shalom. This is your brother Kalakar coming back at you with another video. And the video has been circling around in the brotherhood about how to be in this truth and what not to do. Video came up from the WYFI, Watchmen for Israel. They're in Seattle. They're around the country, but you know, they just be yelling at people and don't know that they don't know the Israelites look like, you know, every nation they were scattered in. So I just want to bring out a few scriptures and go into I just want to go into a couple of scriptures and I'll play the videos. It's going to be two videos. So it's a video from them in the first one, and then in the second one is a video that I did from camp last week where two, you know, so-called white people came up and, you know, lo and behold, they might be Israelites. But let's get Romans 8 and 16. Romans 8 and 16, the Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. So, you know, when you're dealing with people out on the streets, you can't just say every so-called white person is Esau Edom. And that goes for every so-called black person that you see. You don't know if they're a tear or who they really go back to, so that you got to try the Spirit. You got to see if the Spirit bears witness. You got to, you know, use discernment when dealing with these people out there in the world. Put this on Do Not Disturb. When you're out there in the world, you got to use discernment with these people, because and you can't just be talking any type of way to people, because in the videos you're going to see this Judite, you know, Jake got really upset because he was talking about the man's wife and saying that she's your enemy and stuff like that, when, you know, I think it's, bear with me, Kings, is it 1 Kings 11? Might be 2 Kings 11. No, it's 1 Kings 11. 1 Kings 11, but King Solomon loved many strange women together with the daughter of Pharaoh, with women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonianites, and the Hittites, of the nations concerning which the Lord, Yahweh Shemashah, said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go into them, neither shall you come unto you, for surely they will turn your heart away after their gods. You know, and Solomon pleaded unto these in love. So Solomon had 700 concubines, 300 wives, so 1,000 women, you know. And it wasn't that he had, hold on, here it is, he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines. So I guess I said that backwards. And his wives turned his heart away. So it's not that he was with the women of the other nations, it's because they turned his heart away to foolishness, to making false gods and following false idols and things of that nature. So they got it all wrong. The Israelite man can be with any woman of the nation. I mean, that's what we're going to have in the kingdom. We're going to have all the women of the nation flocking to you. So what makes it different now? You know, what makes it, you know, it's just, we're Israelites. We're allowed to do that as men. You know, women, you know, you want to stick with the Israelite men. You don't want to be dating outside your race. I wouldn't say race, but you want to be dealing with a Hamite, an Edomite, you know, which you see all of that today. But you know, the Jake got really upset that he offended, the brother and his wife, and let's go to Proverbs. He got offended that he said that about his wife, who he's been with 21 years and 3 kids and all of that stuff, and Jake is emotional, so he was all in. That's how Jake's perished, man. And he was even saying it in the video, like, you ready? I'm ready to die for mine. And but let me get Proverbs 15:1. A soft answer turn away wrath, but grievous words stir anger. Yeah, you can't be shouting at brothers and sisters, and I gotta point a finger at myself too, because I get excited when I see a so-called Jake or Edomite walk by. I don't yell at them or anything like that. I just try to amplify my voice so they can hear it, so they can maybe turn around, or if they're looking at the chart and like looking real hard, I ask them what's the nationality, and try to go, you're supposed to try every spirit. Like anybody that walk up, you try me, ask them a question, and you try their spirit. I had another precept. 1 Samuel 16. 1 Samuel 16:7. But the Lord, Yahweh Shah, said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance, don't look at his face, or what he's wearing, or his appearance, or on his height of his stature, because I refuse to. For the Lord, Yahweh Shah, seeth not as man seeth. For man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart. So the Lord is, looking on people's heart, which is their mind and their spirit. So you gotta be in the spirit. You gotta walk in the spirit, like it says in Galatians, the 5th chapter. Walk in the spirit, and you won't fulfill the lust of the flesh. You gotta be in the spirit, because if you're not in the spirit and you're not being discreet and using discernment, you can get your behind killed. Like IUIC, somebody got shot because he was in the hood preaching. Like the apostle said, you're supposed to go out into the city, where everybody's at, where all types of people are. You can't just go. You can't just go to the hood. Even that thought that popped in my head. And, the other day I'm like, maybe I should go to the hood in Seattle and see. But again, the spirit was like, nah. At the same time, but that popped in my head. Let's get Proverbs 2. And this is quick. I just wanted to bring out this and then show the videos of, because the people in my video, these 2 so-called white people, and this dude was the actual producer for, from Benjamites. That Benjamites that made some music, and he said he had to even go to the physical land of Israel, to get a CD that the Benjamite left over there. And he said he listened to the CD on the way back to the States, and he listened word for word, and you'll hear him explain it in the video. But he listened from word to word, and he said they was talking about Israel, and he came up and he got the confirmation that this is about, we the Israelites, we the true Israelites, and his woman, she's a so-called looking white woman. My father is Cherokee. A lot of so-called white people be saying that. My grandfather is Cherokee, but she said they're from Scots and they went into slavery and things of that nature. So, hey, you might so well go back to the Israelites. So here's the name of the Lord, and Shalom, and keep it going. Back to the lesson. Proverbs 2:11. Discretion shall preserve thee, understanding shall keep thee. So you got to use discretion in this thing. And like I said, you just got to try everybody's spirit. When people, so-called white people walk up, anybody walks up, you got to try their spirit. Because you're going to have wicked Jakes out there, you're going to have Edomites, you're going to have, just wicked amongst our people, because they don't understand the Bible that much, Even in Matthew 10:16, behold, I think it's I Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Therefore, you got to be wise as serpent and harmless as doves. So, if you got to be a serpent. Serpent knows both sides, just like the serpent begot Eve in the garden, because he knew both sides. So, you're gonna have to be wise as a serpent, harmless as doves. You know, you're just gonna have to be able to read spirits, and that's like, you know, what the Apostle Gabar said. The fourth, what I'm trying to say. So there's 5 characters to learn it. You got the monkey see, monkey do. You got the parrot that mimics. You got the frog that's stubborn. You got the owl that can see through the dark. And you got the serpent, the dragon serpent. So the owl, it can see through spirits. You got to use that. You got to see through people's spirits. You got to test them and ask them questions. I remember maybe a month ago, I had a woman come up and she was saying all of this stuff about the Bible because she don't been listening to Israelite, but in the long run, she was an Edomite. You know, she didn't know. She's just trying to regurgitate what she don't say. And I tell her, get out of my face. I don't want to deal with you because you've been subtle, you've been subtle, and I don't want to deal with you because you're lying to me, and I can see through your lies, and I know who you truly are. You're an Edomite. You know, I even said Satan knows the scriptures too. You know, so she tried to tell me she was 3 tribes and people go back to this and people was that, and she was adopted, and she didn't know, you know, she obviously she even said Yahshua Hamashiach or something like that. Yahshua Hamashiach, and I was like, that's wrong. But, you know, that's all I wanted to bring out with the scriptures. Yeah. You just gotta, you know, I'm still learning in this thing, you know, because I be excited about it. And so when people walk up and walk by, you know, and they're looking at the sun and like looking, hey, you know, what you know about this? You know, I even had an Edomite dude walk up and he was like, he knew the truth and he knew the facts, and I was like, what's the facts? What's the truth? And he's trying to give me some spill about unity and one religion and science and all of this crap. It's like, get your behind out of here, man. Esau, get your behind out of here. You know, so with that said, I want to say all praise to the Most High Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Hakadash. Double honors and salutations to the apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the whole of Shalom to Akim and Aqua. The speckled bird that's scattered around the 4 corners of the earth that look like the other nations but go back to the Israelites. Shalom to you. This is your brother Kalakar, and I'll see you in the next video. Lord willing. Shalom.
2 minutes, bro. Too good to hear the words of the Lord. That good, brother? No, I heard about. What words you heard, sister? Come on now. Hey, the Lord said thou shalt not lie, man. Our people love making stuff up, man. Hey, brother, nice car. You gotta separate from your enemy, though, brother. You're an Israelite. You gotta separate from your enemies, man. Your enemy is the so-called white woman, brother. Right. She might have accused you of whistling. Hey, she might have accused you of whistling back then, man. Yeah, you gonna kill your brother for the white woman, right?
Yeah, you will.
You gonna kill your brother for the white woman? Hey, brother, now you holding up traffic.
That's my wife, 21 years. We got 3 kids.
Hey, brother, do you believe in the Bible?
Watch how you talk.
You believe in the Bible?
And my wife.
Hey, you believe in the Bible?
Right now, I don't care about none of that.
Hey, you know the Lord.
I don't care about none of that.
The Lord said we got enemies, brother.
I don't care about none of that.
You know the Lord said we got enemies, brother.
Hey, watch how you just you out here begging for somebody. You
got it, brother.
You got it,
hey,
brother. I swear.
Hey, brother,
you out here for the Lord, bro. You inviting the devil.
You don't know the Lord, brother.
Bro,
that's why you saying
that.
The
Lord, you inviting the devil.
All right, brother.
I promise you that.
All right, brother.
You mess with the right one, boy. You better watch how you talk about my wife.
All right, brother.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
All right,
you
brother.
talk all the white people you want to, but that's my wife, bro. And I will get out that car, and I will do what I gotta do. I don't care how many of y'all out here.
Brother, Brother,
I'm gonna let you know.
brother, we not dealing with that,
Bro, I don't give a. We
We
dealing
not
with
dealing
that, boy. Take it there. I swear I will.
Just keep it pushing, brother. It ain't even that serious, bro.
You don't want me to do, bro.
You right, brother. I don't, brother. All praise to the Most High, King. You right, brother.
You don't want these
All right,
problems.
brother.
Watch your mouth.
Hey, brothers, get back.
It ain't no sense in everybody laying down out here for nothing.
You
That's
right,
what I'm
King.
trying to tell you, bro.
You right.
It ain't even worth it. Is your life worth talking shit to me while I drive by?
Hey, look, brother. We not out here for that.
Well, that's what I'm on. So I'm gonna let you know. Watch how you talk to me and my wife, bro. I don't give a fuck who around. I don't care the police, none of that. If you disrespect me and mine, I will die for it. Out here in front of everybody, right goddamn now today. I promise you, nigga. Watch how you talk about me and my wife when I pass by. Don't never in your life talk to me like that. I swear on everything I love. Do what you gotta do.
All right, brother. We don't want to do nothing. We don't want to do nothing.
I will, goddamn. I'm gonna let you know right now.
Peace out, brother. Enjoy the Alma Fest.
Right to the word, man. Bring that up. Go back to that. Go back to
Kill
that.
was
Go back to
nobody.
it. Bring it.
The so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's who the 12 tribes is, and the scattered speckled bird around the world. So the Israelites going to look like everybody because according to Deuteronomy 28 and 64, they got scattered from the four winds of the earth after the 70 AD of Genesis, Titus, and Roman times. So they're going to look like everybody else. So, you know, who's to me to tell you not an Israelite? But at the same time, I'm preaching to the so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans because that's who it starts with. You know, the so-called black man was in slavery. The so-called Native American man got his land taken. And the so-called Latinos got the Spaniards and the conquistadors, raped them and robbed them. And now look at what they look like. They're supposed to look like me. So then the Native Americans supposed to look like me. Yeah. Yeah. So this message for them. Not only them, but it's to wake up the 12 tribes of Israel and that the Lord is coming back to destroy everything that you see.
Yes, that's right.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what he coming to do. With World War III, Russia,
Yeah.
Iran, China, all of these, even NATO, EU, they're all going to band up because America has made them drunk off this so-called white, or not so-called white Jesus. That's a false image. The letter J didn't come into 1524. You mean so-called black man? You want to hear his actual description?
Yes.
This is Revelation 1 and 4. I'll start at the 13th verse. And in the midst of the seven candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to his foot, and girt about paps with a golden girdle. 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool, white as snow, and his eyes was like a flame of fire. Verse 15, here it is. And his feet were like unto fine brass as it burnt in a furnace, and his voice was loud as many waters. So if it's a brass burnt in a furnace, what color is that? That's jet black. That's the same color as your hat. Almost, right? So this is called black man. Where we get this image from? Same thing with Songs of Solomon. Solomon is a so-called black man. He even says it in the Bible.
Yes, yes.
He says it in the Bible, but the Bible has nigger in it.
Well, it makes it black.
No, we're not black. Black is just a color. That's a byword. I'm not, my skin ain't black. My facial hair is, but I'm not black. Africa, we're not from Africa. We're from Israel. You know, the road. Go ahead.
Gabriel's
Gabriel. I think I heard of that name.
vibrations.
Yeah. You probably, yeah, because the Benjamites, the West Indies, they had that spirit. That's why Bob Marley had, they had that spirit. They had that spirit of like telling like the judgment and the songs that they created. They had that spirit on. The Lord gave them that spirit to bring that out. You know, all of those spiritual songs from back then. I know a lot of, I got some Jamaican in me, so I know a lot of those spiritual songs. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then I found this one CD of
Mm-hmm.
his.
Right.
Night before his travel. I plugged it in. And it was the first time I ever listened to the words. The words.
Uh-huh.
The whole album was about Israel.
It's hey,
I mean,
hey,
Lion of Judah
that
and
yeah,
every
yeah,
song.
Lion of Judah.
But
That's
I never
yeah.
heard the words because I was making sure the sound level.
Well, you just got the confirmation.
Yeah,
I did.
You
I
just
got
got the
it.
confirmation.
Everything was cool.
Yeah. So you was made to see this. You was walking by today to get that confirmation from years of work of what you're doing. You might go back to the Israelite. You might go back to the Israelite. You know.
Well, the Lord gave me Deuteronomy 28, and I've been going through this journey of sanctification and, obedience.
Well, the
My name's
Deuteronomy,
Dale, by the way.
Demonte,
Andre.
Kalak Har. That's my Hebrew name. But Deuteronomy 28:15 down is talk about the curses. You know, and all those curses happen to us. And when you go down to 68, it talks about us going back on ships. And that ships into Egypt. And then Egypt means bondage. So that's talking about the Atlantic slave trade. Because we got sold to the Europeans from the so-called Africans. You know, the so-called Hamites. You know, today, you know, if you take it back to Noah and his 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, a lot of people come out of Shem. The Hamites are the so-called Africans, and the Japhites are the so-called Pacific Islanders, Samoans, and Hawaiians. That's who that line goes back to. They was actually the originals of the European islands. They're the original people until Esau came in as a so-called white man and took it over, you know.
So my grandfather's Indian heritage, Chinese.
Okay.
But my Scotland, my people were sold into slavery.
Yes, because a lot of the Scots, because in the Dark Ages, you had the so-called black man ruling that, you know. And so a lot of those, like I tell a lot of people, like the Scottish, Irish, you know, even Italians, you know, they go. These are so-called black people. Your ancestors probably go back to so-called black people. So you might be Israelites, you know. If you're Israelites, you better call on the Lord, and the Lord's name is Yahweh. It's not God. God is a title, and his son name is Yahweh Shah in the Paleo Hebrew. Yahweh Shah Hamashiach. Hamashiach. That's right. All right. Y'all good?
Well, do you have? Are you doing a YouTube?
Yeah, we're on live right now. Yeah, we're on live right now.
I'd like to find you out there.
It's Kalak Har. CHALAQHAR. Kalak Har.
Do you mind if I get my phone and just hold on one moment so I can put my notes?